Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkars Tavern blog. So, power word canceled. So, what is cancel culture? Now, this comes from a quick Google search. Uh, Actually, it's the Wikipedia. Cancel culture is a cultural phenomenon. We're going to go over this because it applies to our community more than many of you realize, in which an individual thought to have acted or spoken in an unacceptable manner. Wow, unacceptable manner is ostracized, boycotted, shunned, fired, or assaulted, often aided by social media. The shunning may extend to social or professional circles, whether on social media or in person, with most high profile incidents involving celebrities. Those subject to this ostracism are said to have been canceled. Now, we're seeing this happening, right, with essentially Gary Gygax. Um, he's certainly being canceled. People can argue whether or not that is true. The man's dead. He can't defend himself because often cancel culture demands what they refer to as bending the knee or apologizing, right? That doesn't work, by the way, because what they fail to mention about cancel culture is that cancel culture is often a mob phenomenon. And if you've ever dealt with a mob, my history, I dealt with it a couple of times. Uh, a mob is almost impossible to placate. It's almost impossible to negotiate with. A mob gets a mind of its own, and it usually keeps on in its direction until it burns out, gets bored, gets distracted. So if you've got a mad mob after you, I'll tell you right now, apologizing will probably not do you any good. Now, we've also seen this with Zach Smith, right? He was accused of many things. I was accused of being an apologist and had people want to cancel me over that, but they wanted to cancel me over other stuff. But I was being attacked because I would not call Zach an offender and a criminal. And unless you're convicted of a crime, you are neither one. That is how real world works out. Cancel culture has its own rules. Cancel culture was canceling Zach. Now, he may be an asshole, he may be a shitty person, but the cancel culture was because, in his case, he was seen as part of the group that was doing the canceling until he became ostracized and then shunned and then was the target of being canceled. There was an attempt to cancel the company, Lamentations of the Flame Princess, and James Raggy because of their support for Zach and being his primary publisher. Okay. I, back in, I guess, 2018, had a convention called to be told that there was protesting of the convention because I was an attendee, not a special guest, not a guest of honor. Paid my own way and paid, just because I was there, they were going to protest it. Now, admittedly, the convention told me and let me know and told me nothing to worry about. But why was I being canceled? Well, I was being canceled because one individual had a vendetta with me and would make comments such as Tenkar is a danger to women in gaming. And this is not hyperbole. Um, if you ever go to a convention, you'll notice that I am pretty much inseparable from my wife, and that's by choice. If you see the Saturday night live streams, it's me and Rach, and you'll hear Rach pop up in the background of many of these videos. So yeah, but I've had uh, others on the left try to call me and my friends Nazi adjacent, try to get us canceled. And a lot of times when they're doing this, and I say they, sometimes it's individuals. If it's individuals, it's usually a vendetta, my opinion. But when it's a small group of very vocal individuals, there's an agenda involved. Often it's because you're saying things that they don't like. What could that be? Well, you know, whether you're if you live your life by the political sword, everyone who does not spout your beliefs is your enemy. And as I am someone who very rarely takes a political stand on issues, I am the enemy of extremists on both sides, all the loonies. And cancel culture works. Like you can cancel Gary Gygax, the man is deceased. So all you're gonna do is upset fans of Gary, other old school gamers, but you're really not having an effect on Gary himself, right? But if you try to cancel Zach Smith, you are trying to affect his ability to earn a living. If you try to cancel James Raggy, I was at a convention earlier this year where the convention was emailed during the convention that one of their guests was, I guess the word that would be used is problematic for something that they, I don't know, posted a decade ago and have explained in the years since that was taken out of context. Why would somebody do that? Why would you bring up something from 10 years back now in an attempt to cancel somebody? That sounds like a personal vendetta. See, cancel culture is not generally used for a good purpose. It is used to punish those who a group or an individual think have wrong think. Okay? That's part of the reason why I don't allow political discussions in the tavern, right? It's not that I don't believe that politics is important and social issues are important. They certainly are. But there's a segment of our community, any community, that cannot have these discussions in a productive, mature fashion. And when these discussions turn into bitch fests, turn into cancel culture, not the type of drama that I need in my communities. Now, I and others like me who are in the community who produce content, whether it's videos, whether it's gaming material, whether it's blog posts, that aren't doing it for the money, guess what? Most of this stuff is pointless to do, right? I mean, that's the advantage. Like, if you have somebody, and that was the belief, right? Like, you could cancel Zach Smith because he needs the money and we're going to hurt him. I'm not making money off this shit. I'm making pocket change. My pocket change goes to my co creators, it goes back to the community. OSR Christmas is coming up. I'm going to be giving back to the community. By the way, it's going to be a great OSR Christmas. I'll let you know when you got to go to the blog to enter. We've got some amazingly generous gifts being given by some publishers. It stuns me. But I have had attempts to cancel me, and they fall flat because I, I I'm not doing this for the money. If I apologize for something, it's because I was in the wrong, and I have done that. My God, about a decade ago, I made some really off-color joke on the blog side, and I offended somebody with it with a personal issue that I had no idea I was being a smartass, and I made a public apology because that is what you do when you're wrong. The cancel culture isn't there to to fix somebody's wrongs or make them realize that wow, I screwed up. I need to fall on the sword, or I need to make a heartfelt apology. No, cancel culture is an attempt to remove somebody from the board, an attempt to remove somebody from the community, from a position of influence. That's all it is. All it is. There's no great justice to it. There is no sense of higher purpose to it. It's a vendetta. That's all this shit is. All right. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It bears repeating, I think. I don't like Zach Smith. I wouldn't piss on the man if he was on fire. That being said, he's put out some extremely good and some not so good uh, pieces of work that this community has enjoyed. And he's never been convicted of any crime that I know of. So now it's going to put me on somebody's cancel list for saying that. I'm not supporting the man. I don't like the man, but I'm not going to cancel the man because I don't like him. We're allowed to not like people. You know, nobody says that everybody has to like everybody else. There are people that don't like me. Why? Because I don't say the words they think I should be saying. That's fine. I don't care. Folks, what are your thoughts on cancel culture? I know there's going to be an argument from some that it's a very useful tool to correct our those that have trespassed against us. Um, I don't see it that way, but that's why we have these discussions, right? Leave subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments section. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever works for you. I'd rather have an honest discussion than have people put their fingers in their ears and go, I can't hear you. I'm going to cancel you. I'm going to just grow up. Just grow up. Folks, on that note, there will be a live stream tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Special guest, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. We're talking more about the wonderful crap going on in the community. Oh, that's certainly. Gaming news, definitely. Myself, Bad Mike, Jim Kitchen. See you tomorrow night. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. Roll them well. God bless.